Every Wednesday at First United Methodist Church, we send out the scripture we'll be looking at this coming Sunday. And this week, we're looking at another one of those tellings of Jesus feeding the big crowds with a small amount of food. This one's in John. The odd thing about that is the Gospel of John, this is in chapter 6, the Gospel of John does not mimic the rest of the Gospel stories at all. You almost get the feeling like the writer of the Gospel of John wants to avoid saying anything that Matthew or Mark or Luke did, probably because this Gospel was written later and maybe that person was reading those sources and said, well, I don't want to do the same thing. And yet, you got to tell that story of Jesus multiplying the loaves and fishes again. Has to do that. All four Gospels have that story. In the Gospel of John, two things come out that just really stand out. One is there's a little kid who's got the food. And they consult the little kid and find out he's got a little bit, and Jesus says that will work. A lot of people focus on that little kid, and I think that's beautiful, that he gave what he had, and Jesus was able to take what he had, just like God does with you, and multiply that. But the other thing that gets me about the story that we really need to ponder is after Jesus is done doing this amazing miracle, he says, you got to go gather that food up, get the leftovers. You're going to need this stuff because, you don't want to run out of stuff. As in, this miracle is a rare thing. The rest of the time, you better find a way to conserve. When we seek the grace of God, the presence of God in our lives and our world, we've got to realize, even for Jesus in this story, you don't count on the wild, miraculous very often. You count on a steady, faithful love. So count on that and be that. You were loved first.